Okay, so people ask all the time, who is the most undervalued or who should we be surprised by in this recruiting class? And I'm going to tell you the dark horse guy to me is Darius Smith from Appling County. And I asked Kirby Smart about him on signing day, and here's what he had to say. He's a kid we're excited about. We love him. He's got great work ethic. He's from a rural town down there, and he's done a wonderful job every time he's been up here competing, working out. He's got a lot of growth potential. He's long, he runs well. Kids that are that size that run well tend to do well in our system. He played receiver at times. He's running track right now, and he's one of the fastest track kids in that area. So we're very excited about him. He's got a lot of development to do. All right, look, this is all right. First of all, make sure you're getting DAWGSTRUCTION down below. You will not be disappointed. Click the link right down below. You can come back to the video. It will just open up a screen anyway. Make sure you're checking that out. Get DAWGSTRUCTION today. Thank you for checking that out. When I went to go watch Darius Smith, he definitely stands out. Now, first of all, he's a linebacker in college, but an outside guy. But he played receiver for them for Appling County. I think they won this state championship. I watched them play Cedar Grove. Now Cedar Grove is not so far from where I grew up. They got kids. And they got Christian Miller is going to Georgia. So that's I mean, Cedar Grove has always had players. They will always have players. And Appling beat them. And in that game, Smith was, you know, like Stacey Augmon or Leonard Floyd, just like these really long guys that you can see are going to be nothing but trouble if they get it together in college. Georgia hasn't had a player like that since Lorenzo Carter, kind of looking type guy. But he does, like Kirby said, he's got development to do physically. Part of it is you're just going to get your freshman 15. You add that on to where he's at right now, and you'd be getting close to where he probably. I mean, I obviously am not a strength trainer. I know you're stunned to see that and hear that come out of my mouth, but he doesn't look like he's so far away. He is thin, but the big thing to me is he can really rush the passer. I mean, I've talked about this a lot with Chaz Chambliss, but there's these guys that Georgia gets now who are sort of situational players in a way. That runs down their value. But they specialize in a particular thing, and it's getting to the passer. If you want to disrupt Bryce Young in the next 2 seasons, I think well, I guess next year could be his final season at Alabama. But if you want to disrupt that guy, disrupt him. Get a pass rusher. This year Georgia did it uh, without a traditional pass rusher. Adam Anderson, obviously, no longer with the team. He is the same sort of type of body that Smith is that you're getting from Appling County. Again, the caveat, a lot of caveats with recruiting. You don't know what you don't know. Um, you can't know how guys will develop physically. You can't know if they are mentally tough the way you need them to be. You can't know if they'll get injured, if they'll adapt to college the right way. You don't know if they'll behave themselves. You don't know if they'll be too good to keep off the field the first year, or if they'll earn their way into a starting position their first year. This young man does not look like he's going to be starting at Georgia his first year. He does look like in a year and a half, he could be hell on wheels, a lot of trouble in pass rushing situations. So with Georgia's stout defense, um, you want to get into a situation where you're third and long. And these are the kind of guys that are hard to block. I mean, they just are. And as good as the offensive tackles are in the league, when someone knows it's pass rushing time, it's hard to defend against that. I mean, it's hard to, they could come inside, they could go outside on you, they can bull rush you. Most pass rushers don't bull rush, but they can, and if they have multiple moves like this young man seems to have, you're going to be in really good position. I'm not suggesting he's going to be an All-American. I think he's a guy that, like Zion Logue, you need to keep your eye on. Like Chaz Chambliss, you need to keep your eye on. He's the type of player that if he's developed and Georgia develops players, then he's going to be making plays in a couple of years. It might not be immediate, but this is the same pattern I saw when I watched Leonard Floyd play live, Chaz Chambliss. When I watched Adam Anderson, he didn't make as many plays as I thought uh, would move forward in translating into the college game. But over time, he sure did at Georgia. And I think in this case with Smith, you know, Leonard Floyd was playing like middle linebacker for uh, where he played high school ball. They were trying to keep him not, you know, to where the defense couldn't shift away from him. But when you watched like Jordan Jenkins, when you watched, I mean, Trayvon Walker was not like this young man Smith, but it was the same principle where you just couldn't get your eye off him when he played because he made so many plays. I like it when guys play multiple sports. I like it when guys play multiple positions. If I'm going to go watch a guy play, they need to be a star. If they're getting recruited by Georgia, they need to be stars. Because why? Because you're going to the land of stars. This league is unforgiving. You have consistently have to be good. You consistently, excuse me, have to play. And you are always going to play people who are good. It's what it is. That's what the SEC is. It's just the world that we live in. But I watched him the night before the SEC championship game in this past in 2001, and he went up against Christian Miller. I'm gonna let you know, Christian Miller was playing tackle. Christian Miller couldn't handle him. Now, Christian Miller is a defensive lineman. He is not a tackle. But I'm just looking at the images right now. I mean, I remember now why I liked him so much. I mean, that length is legit. He is going to stack on some weight. I remember watching Derrick Henry when he was a junior in high school, and Derrick Henry was not nearly as big as he was by that 15 season at Alabama. And when this guy comes in from Appling, he's going to be raw. He's going to have to be developed, but you can already see the way that he moves and can dip his shoulder and all the stuff that you want. You want a plastic man. You want Stacey Augmon if you can. If you don't know who Stacey Augmon is, go look him up. Played for UNLV and then eventually the Hawks. You want guys that can do stuff that other people can't do. I am. I think this guy might be a little undervalued. If there's a gem in this class, it's Darius Smith from Appling. I would have never known that had I not gone to go see him play. That's why we go out and watch guys. And Christian Miller in that game was okay. I thought that Smith was the most impressive prospect at that game. Just and now the caveat with that too is guys that are rushing the passer and guys that are playing receiver and guys that are on the outside, they do more in games than interior defensive linemen do sometimes. And Appling was a good football team. And for a defensive tackle to come in and really flash, that's not easy to pull off. So I'm not hating on Christian Miller. Okay, we can have two things that are true at the same time. They can both be good. But I thought in that game, Smith was better for me the same way when I watched Jordan Davis and Zamir play. Zamir was the better player by a lot. I don't know if Zamir's a better player now by a lot, but I know they're both good. Pick up DAWGSTRUCTION today. Hey, thanks for watching. Dean Legge, we'll see you over on the website.